Okay, so here's our knee rotation series. We're gonna get 3 exercises in. The first exercise we're gonna do in 3 different positions. What you're gonna do is whatever knee you're gonna work, you're gonna have that heel, that side heel in contact with the ground, and the working knee is gonna be bent to about 90 degrees. What you're gonna do is grab onto your thigh of the working leg, and what I want you to do is palpate or feel your inner outer hamstrings back behind your knee. You'll kind of feel those couple prominent strings back there. I want you to keep either pointer finger on both of those hamstrings, because those are gonna be the muscles that you're gonna feel initiate the movement of the knee rotation. So keeping your knee at 90, you can get a little drag of the floor back with your heel to get some hamstring contraction to start if you wanted, as an option. But then from there, the movement is gonna be rotate your shin bone out and rotate your shin bone in. And going through some of the details, we're trying to isolate your shin bone from your thigh bone, so we don't want any hip movement or your thigh going left or right or getting rotation. So shouldn't really feel anything from a hip standpoint. The other, maybe most challenging, is going to be isolating your shin from your ankle. So imagine your shin and ankle are just one single unit. You could even let your foot be dead weight, just let it relax and let it just come along for the ride that your shin is taking it on. And in terms of sensations, you should feel that outside knee, outside hamstring, rotate and turn your shin out. And as a result, your foot points out. And then as you rotate in, it should feel inside hamstring. You should feel that contraction behind your leg, behind your knee, contracting to turn you in. So there's our knee rotations at 90. Now, Bristol, I'll have you just face to your right, kind of go 90 degrees there. Now we're gonna do that in 2 other positions. So 90 degrees, typically kind of the easier position of the 3. Now what we're gonna do is bend your knee as far as you possibly can. So your heel's as close to your butt as you can. We're still gonna keep heel in contact with the ground. And then from there, drag if you'd like with the heel to butt, hamstring contraction, and now it's the same rotations. Shin's gonna rotate out, outside hamstring, shin will rotate in, inside hamstring. Foot, ankle come along for the ride. There's no independent movement between the foot and the shin. It's all turning as a single unit as the thigh stays steady. And then the final position we'll do some rotations in is gonna be your knee almost fully extended. So there's gonna be like a very slight bend in your knee. And then same idea, drag back with the heel into contact with the ground, rotate shin out, outside hamstring, outside knee, rotate shin in. Shouldn't be any pain or pinching on any of these movements, but it should definitely feel, as long as there isn't those sensations, you can kind of find your end range of rotation and squeeze and fight for more for a couple of seconds. Even if it's not there, pretend you can get further, just for the sake of getting a stronger contraction in those inner outer hamstrings and knees. So there's our first exercise. Exercise 2, then, we're gonna go ahead and get into some rotation as we bend it straight. So we can face the same direction that you're at now, and then we'll switch over. So the start on, there's really a 2-for-1 on this one as well, on exercise 2. So what we're gonna start with is same seated position. You're gonna lift your left foot up off the ground, but you're gonna hold your leg up with your hands so that you're not necessarily working the front of your hip significantly on this. And then from there, don't let your thigh bone move again. You're gonna rotate your shin bone out as far as you can. Foot goes out with it, so there's outer hamstring contraction. Continually try to wring that out. So imagine I'm trying to rotate your shin bone back in this way, and you're trying to fight me by getting more outside hamstring to rotate. Now you're just gonna straighten your knee, feel a little bit of quad as you maintain that outside hamstring contraction, and then you're gonna bend your knee, and just going into bending, straightening as far as you can. We'll just stay rotated out all the way through. We'll just get a couple more reps of just straighten and bend in that outside rotated position, really squeezing heel as close to butt as you can on that backside rotation. And then second exercise within exercise 2, we're gonna rotate our shin bone in. So if you actually wanna face the camera for this second variation, just to see the rotational piece, same idea. It's rotate shin bone internally, toes point in as a result. You're maintaining consistent contraction. You're fighting for more of that all the way through as you straighten and bend your knee. Feel some quads as you extend. Feel some hamstring as you bend. Avoiding any pinching, any painful sensations. 2 more there. Rotating in as you bend. Rotating in as you straighten. And then the third and final drill within this knee series is going to be, you can stay facing the same way. We're now gonna combine all of that in. So we're gonna, starting position is gonna be rotate out. This is gonna be our full knee cars. So shin is rotated out, foot pointed out as a result, outer hamstrings working as you straighten your knee. And then from that straight knee position, right before lockout, don't let your thigh move, easy to let that happen, but rotate your shin bone in, toes come in as a result, and then continue to rotate in as you go down. We'll rotate then back out and up, in and down, and then we go 2 directions. So now we're gonna reverse direction. So stay rotated in and come back up. Nice. Rotate out, some good shake there. Back down, go 1 more rep there. Find inside hamstring, rotate in as you contract quad to extend your knee. Outside hamstring, rotate shin bone out, thigh steady, foot along for the ride. Dead weight with the foot up, that's helpful.